Hey guys, welcome to Black United. Welcome to another video, and today is time to do a video that I've been wanting to do for a long time. Tomorrow, if nothing weird happens, I'll be uploading a video I already have prepared for you. I've had it done for about maybe a week. I just haven't had the proper time to upload it, but because there's been more interesting stuff that I want to talk about. But definitely, if nothing weird happens, that should be the video for tomorrow. Spoilers, it's kind of outdated, but still the video is very valid. But today, I want to talk about my Barcelona team for the next season. And this is taking into account, considerations that how I want my Barcelona team to shape out next season. There's going to be the ins, the outs, and what I think will be realistic. And this is obviously not with Ernesto Valverde. And I have a few candidates because I haven't chosen a proper coach to be a Barcelona coach next season, but I want to give you some options. So I have 3 candidates to coach Barcelona. I have Mauricio Pochettino, I have Quique Setién, and Xavi Hernandez. My question is, who would you like out of those 3 managers? If I had to be honest with you, I think that Mauricio Pochettino would do wonders with this team. And especially because I want a coach that's going to make these players, fit as hell. They're going to be running like crazy. But, I don't know how realistic that could be. Maybe because he's Argentinian and he could like Messi. Maybe we could get it that way. You don't know. I don't think Xavi is ready quite a bit, but if he wants to come in, I don't know under this board he would like to come in, but if it's an option, then sure. And if we need a stopgap, I think we could do way worse than Quique Setién. Quique Setién is a really good manager. I really like him, and it's something to consider. I think that maybe even Oscar Garcia, who is the coach of Celta Vigo, if he has a good season with Celta Vigo, maybe we could go ahead and sign him. There's good managers. I'll leave the manager up to you guys. You guys tell me in the comment section below. But this is my Barcelona team based on what I've seen. I'll give you an explanation on everything that I have seen so far, and you guys let me know what you think. First of all, we're gonna start with the outs. We're gonna sell Neto for 20 million euros. That's about what we bought him for. I think that I'll tell you who I choose as my second goalkeeper for next season, but I think Neto's too good to be in net. This is probably not gonna happen, but I think Neto has the potential to go to another team, and there's always a team that needs a really good goalkeeper. I think Neto is still at a good age to be a really good goalkeeper. He's a top class goalkeeper, and I think that it's a shame if he wasted his on the bench at Barcelona, because he deserves better, and we don't need that much of a quality goalkeeper in the bench. Next is Wagué for 10 million euros. It's obvious that we don't trust Wagué, otherwise he will be playing. So I think we should be getting about 10 million euros at least for Wagué. I think that being a Senegal international, being a Barcelona, that should be worth at least 10 million euros for a really promising right back. Piqué for 30 million euros. I think that maybe a team like Manchester United partner Harry Maguire, that could be something. I could see that happening, to be honest, and I hope that happens. 30 million for Piqué is at least what I expect. I mean, I was selling for anything, but I think that 30 million for Piqué, for a 3-time Champions League winner, for one of the core players at Barcelona, with he still has a long contract. So I think that selling Piqué for 30 million euros will be a fix, especially because I think you're getting the most toxic player out of the dressing room. So, and I think that's a really good thing. Junior Firpo, 20 million euros. Unfortunately, I don't think Firpo's gonna work out Barcelona. I really see things not working out, with the dressing room and stuff. And there's another candidate that I would like us to sign in the near future, and I will be discussing about it. But honestly, I see Jordi Alba still having football in him. I think that promoting, bringing up someone from La Masia is a lot better, just to try him out, and I'll tell you the name. And I think this will agree with me. Then I'm going to put together these two, Vidal and Rakitic, 20 million for Arturo Vidal, 30 million for Ivan Rakitic. Arturo Vidal is a player that he has a place at Barcelona, but I'm not completely convinced that, because the thing is, yes, you're keeping Arturo Vidal, but for what reason? You're keeping him to be the warrior that we need him in the pitch, but not promoting Ricky Puig, not using La Masia, Aleñá, honestly, and the same thing with Rakitic. Rakitic, we could have got him for a lot of money last summer, but it's decreasing. He's only going to have 1 year left on his contract. Clubs are not crazy, so unless somebody's desperate, and I hope Tottenham Hotspur come for him with 30 million euros, I think that Jose Mourinho would fancy that a lot, and I really hope they sign him. That would be great, actually. So 30 million euros, I think, for Rakitic will be quite the good deal. Then we have Coutinho. Coutinho is going to cost, at this point, and this is crazy because we've paid so far, 145 million? And honestly, if we sell him for at least 70 million, 70 million is the least I expect for Coutinho. I think any club in the world, I think Chelsea would go happy with 70 million euros. Maybe Spurs to replace Eriksen, signing for that price. It's a shame. I don't think there's a way to recover Coutinho. Rafinha, 0 million. His contract is ending at the end of the season, so unless we renew him for one more season, I think he's gonna leave for €0. And then Nelson Semedo for 50 million euros. Nelson Semedo, I don't think he's a good right back. I think he's a really world-class right back. He's one of the best right backs in the world, and yes, he is one of the best right backs in the world. He had a very outstanding season last season, but I don't think people are too happy with Semedo. I don't know why. They just seem to not rate Semedo for some reason. I think he's a world-class right back, but when you have part of the fan base not liking you, that's never a good thing. And I see a better prospect at right back that's younger, so I would sell Semedo that still has a good market value. He's gonna have a good season, probably 50 million euros at the very least for Semedo. And all of this added up gives us 250 million euros. So we're selling 250 million euros worth of assets, and now the players that I want to bring in is Sandro Tonali for 50 million from Brescia. If they get relegated, that would be great. Honestly, just so we can able to take Tonali easily. But we're facing competition for Juventus, but they have a lot of centre midfielders. If we let go of Vidal and Rakitic, there's a clear space for one more centre midfielder like Sandro Tonali, and I think that as replacement for Sergio Busquets, he would be absolutely world class. Then we have two options, and this is what I want to do this season. Let's try Araujo. I want to try Araujo at least 10 games this season, something like that, and see if he's good enough for Barcelona. At least to be the fourth center back that's going to play 20-30% of the minutes of the season. If he's good enough to do that, to be just a fourth center back, then that's great. We have a center back that it's at least able to progress, it's evolve, being in the first team, but that doesn't have as much responsibility, meaning that whenever he comes in, he can play in those games where we have a lot of possession, where we're dominating games, so he's not as exposed. Or if he doesn't convince, or we don't do this, and we are gonna sign a center back, because we do need 4 center backs for a season, I would sign Toby Alderweireld that's ending his contract with Tottenham at the end of the season. Toby Alderweireld is going to be 31 at the end of the season. He turns 31 in February. I think that he's a really good center back, already been in La Liga. He already was rumored to come to Barcelona before, and it's a center back because I either want Araujo or I want a center back that's gonna be oldish, that's not gonna demand starting every single game, but that can fight for that starting spot. And we can let him go eventually in a couple seasons and sign a young center back talent that I'm gonna be discussing further on in the video. Then, for the last player that I want us to sign is Youssef Attal, 30 million euros. He is for me the best prospect right back in the world, better than Trent Alexander-Arnold, better than Joshua Kimmich, better than anyone. He is absolutely amazing. If you haven't seen him play, he's a delight. Go watch him play. He's the closest thing that I've seen to Dani Alves since Dani Alves. That's the truth. And with this, it will be about 80 million euros. This is a phenomenal window. We would sell 250 million euros worth of assets, bring in 80 million euros worth of players to have a profit of 170 million euros, meaning that you haven't spent the budget that you have for the season, which is about 60 to 100 million euros a season, and you get to save that for the future. And with this, you pretty much prove like you have secured the team pretty much in every position, and I'm gonna tell you ahead what is the team, and then I'm gonna explain my reasoning behind it. Ter Stegen in net, with Iñaki Peña as the backup, Josep Atal and Sergio Roberto playing 50 and 50. Basically, like they're playing right now with Semedo. Just I think Atal will take it better. Sergio Roberto is 27, will be 20 at the end of the season, and Atal is I believe 23 at the moment, 24 at the end of the season. Is younger by 4 years, and Josep Atal eventually is gonna win the spot in that position. Then you have stars in Lenglet Umtiti or Lenglet Alderweireld, Umtiti Alderweireld. They're all fighting for those kind of positions. I think at the beginning you start with Lenglet Umtiti, then if Alderweireld earns his spot, he starts, and then you have Todibo or Araujo as a fourth center back. If you don't sign Alderweireld, you have Todibo as a third center back, and if you don't have Araujo, then you have Alderweireld as a third center back. Then at left back we have Jordi Alba. And we tell Marco Cuellar, hey, don't go back to Getafe, stay here, you're going to be promoted to the first team. Look at the age of Alba, you are this close to be able to earn your position as a first team left back for Barcelona. I think that will be enough to convince him. He will play about 40-30% of the minutes of the season. Alba hasn't been as good this season, so I don't know how much he's going to get to play next season, so that will be very great. You will have a midfield of initially Busquets, De Jong and Artur, and a backup of Riqui Puig, Aleñá and Sandro Tonali. Tonali to be the replacement of Busquets, Riqui Puig to be the replacement of De Jong, and Aleñá to be the replacement of Artur. You have those 6 players for those 3 positions, more than good enough, and Busquets is at an age where he's going to have to rotate a lot of minutes, so sometimes like Ludovic Reis maybe could get to play in during some Copa del Rey games, Sandro Tonali, De Jong get to play in those positions, Riqui Puig gets to play a lot, and if you need a more energetic midfielder, you put in Sergio Roberto. I think Sergio Roberto can fulfill that role very nicely. We've seen him being able to do those kind of things, and I think that would be very beneficial. In the forward line, we have to talk to Luis Suarez, and this is in my ideal world. We talk to Luis Suarez. I think that we're going to win no trophies this season, or at least that's what it seems. So if we win no trophies this season, the players are going to be under a lot of pressure, and hey, whatever the manager comes and do, let's talk to Luis Suarez. Let's tell him, hey, you're going to be here one more season. You're not going to get renewed. Let's go on a high and try to do the best that you can. Okay? So we talk to Luis Suarez and we tell him, hey, you're going to be playing a lot less the first half of the season. You're going to be playing about 40-50% the first half of the season. And the second half, you're going to play pretty much every single game, or at least the biggest games of the season. And let's try to go on a high and try to win a treble. So Suarez can leave on a high with another treble. I think that would be the best idea, with a forward line of Dembélé, Messi, Griezmann, or Messi, Griezmann, Suarez. In those big games, we have Messi, Suarez, Griezmann. Although if Dembélé earns his spot, as I think that he's gonna earn it, Dembélé, Messi, and Griezmann. Messi as a false 9, Suarez is replacement of Messi, because I think playing Messi and Suarez, we've seen that is not a good thing. And then you have Ansu Fati and Abel Ruiz. I promote Abel Ruiz from the B team. And this is, I think, the best thing that we can do. Carles Perez can also come in, fill in. I think that, and this is the thing. Maybe we should loan Carles Perez to another team, because I think with Abel Ruiz, with Ansu Fati, and we tell Abel Ruiz, hey, promote you to first team. You're probably not gonna play a lot this season, but you're gonna be training with the first team every day. And this is the last season of Suarez. We're gonna give you one season to prove yourself in the team. And if it works out, hell, we don't sign anyone. If it doesn't work out, we go ahead, and the season afterwards would be 2022. If in 2022, pretty much, Abel Ruiz doesn't like show up and doesn't like give us what we need, we go ahead, and that season we've saved a lot of money from 2 transfer windows. two transfer windows, so we haven't touched the budget at all. Plus 170 million. That's more than enough money with 1 year left on his contract, and with a few years left in contract for Mbappe and Matisse de Ligt. Mbappe, 1 year left on his contract in 2022. And Matisse de Ligt, we can maybe convince him to come to Barcelona. Hey, Alderweireld is gonna leave. Araujo is not gonna challenge you. You're gonna come in. Umtiti is gonna be close to being 30 years old, and that is perfect. You bring in Matisse de Ligt, Kylian Mbappe, and with Griezmann already over 30, you're gonna have a forward line of Dembélé, Messi, and Griezmann and Mbappe. In the future, a back line of Lenglet, Umtiti, or Umtiti and Matisse de Ligt. Youssef Attal probably being the best right back in the world, and you can have one of Cucurella, or if he doesn't work out and he's gonna stay as a backup forever, we can go ahead and sign Alex Grimaldo, bring back the player from Benfica that I think is world class. I believe his contract is ending at the end of next season or this season, so it's something that we need to look at. He's a very good right back, a very good left back. Ansu Fati will be already established. I hope Abel Ruiz can get established in this team and play a lot of minutes, and this will be great. This is how I think we need to plan it out. If we can convince Suarez to do this plan, if we can do this, like get out Piqué, get out Rakitic, get out Vidal, Coutinho, this is the best plan for the future in my opinion. We have the economy that if at any point anything goes wrong, we go and we have money to sign whatever player we need. This is the good thing about this plan. If at any point before you have to sign Mbappe or de Ligt, or the new superstar that shows up, if something goes wrong, if maybe Iñaki Peña is not good enough, you sign a backup goalkeeper. If Iguodala's not good enough, you sign a backup left back. If Tonali is not good enough, that I doubted, you sign a defensive midfielder. If Dembélé is not good enough, you sell him and you bring in another talented player. Like, there is things that we can do to make this team succeed. Therefore, we have to try it out. For me, this is the best team that we can possibly get, or at least one of the best teams that we could possibly get. So I would like us to try something like this. I know that this is not gonna happen, but at least get out Piqué out of the team, get out Coutinho, Rakitic, and then we'll go from there. Like, we'll go from there, sign Tonali, and then do whatever you have to do. But I think this is a really good team that's being able to challenge for trebles every single season. And anyways, we're all said and done. Leave me your opinions. What do you think about this team? Do you think this team is good enough? What players would you sell? What players would you bring in? What team would you have, in your opinion, for the next season? Leave me all your opinions in the comment section below. Comment, like, and subscribe. And I'll see you next one. Blaugrana's.